Hello, welcome back. Yeah, welcome back. Right, yeah. So, in our last class, we talked briefly on sales cloud model, right? Where we talked about um sales cycle starting from campaign up to lead and converting your leads to opportunity and everything involved up to your to become a closed one or lost one, right? So today, basically, we are going to be looking at another interesting topic called service module, right? So service module is what we are going to be talking about today now. Right, so when we talk about service module, today we are going to be covering some of all of these stuff, right? That is integrating or setting up or developing your service cloud, right? Service cloud module. So today we are going to be talking about service console, case management, basically just those two are what we're going to be working on today. I just listed every of all these ones here so that you can just um have an idea of other things that are embedded in service cloud module. We're not really going to be doing that all of that because um ideally, this particular lesson is just to prepare you on becoming a a service cloud consultant. Don't mind me, I'm just so used to talking about sales here. It's to prepare you on becoming a service cloud, like I said, prepare. This is not a main course on service cloud consultancy, right? But it will give you an idea of what it looks like. But definitely, as a salesperson, it's very, very important to understand all these things because you can't tell what you eventually get to major specializing. Yes, you can't tell. Okay, so when we get to the issue of designing your CV and all of that, we're going to really talk about how to major and all of that. Yeah. Okay, so all these other things, I'm just going to talk about it briefly, but there are things you can actually jump on. Of course, you know this is YouTube. Knowledge is available everywhere. Possibly I might give link down in the description on some videos you can actually check. So check on. They are very, very simple stuff. They are very, very simple stuff. Just click here and there, and you get it all done. So basically, I'm only going to explain briefly. So service console and sales case management are what we are going to be talking extensively on in this particular lesson, right? So now knowledge based. Now when we talk about knowledge based simply means set of articles that that you get to prepare that helps to assist agents to handle cases. Okay, now when I say agent, I mean the set of people that help you handle or deal with cases. Right. Don't worry, before the end of the class, you're going to understand what I'm talking about in detail, right? So we just set of articles put together. It's more deeper than that. It's just a kind of overview so you understand what it actually really looks like, right? Now, omni-channel helps you to route cases, that is, help you to, okay, send this case to this person, send this case to this person, send this case. That's basically what omni-channel is. Workflow and approval, just to show you the way um flow work pattern is in your service cloud. Then your service analytics, just the analysis of your service cloud, right? The same way we talked about our report and dashboard and all of that in sales cloud. So the telephone integration, I said earlier, integrating phone calls like CTIs, that is, and integration that help you to sort of pick calls directly from Salesforce, where you dial out. So in one of our previous classes, I want to talk about Salesforce integration. Some of you that probably work around integrating some apps that help you handle phone calls will have a glimpse of what I'm talking about there. Then we have the service and cloud voice, virtual, remote assistant. Okay, so most likely in our next class we'll be talking on working on this workflow and approval, right? So without further ado, let's begin. So the business of today. So now when we say sorry, speaking of service cloud, right? Speaking of service cloud, um service cloud basically Service Cloud is basically for supporting continuity in delivery of service. Remember from our first, I'm going to be doing a lot of referencing to some of our old videos in this particular lesson. So remember some of our beginner class, we talked about Salesforce helping you to integrate sales or help you close sales from lead up to opportunity and all of that. Right now, after a sales is being completed, the aspect of Salesforce that help you follow up on the service to ensure smooth delivery of service is the Service Cloud. So that is one instance where Service Cloud is being used. Another instance is there are some organizations that basically what they what they render is just service. They are not into any product or anything. So those kind of organizations also make use of Service Cloud. Okay, now I wrote in here, record your dev org is a combination of two major orgs. So I'm going to go into my org now to show you what I'm trying to talk about. So now these are dev org, like a developer org, right? So it's a combination of two major orgs, and how to know that if you are coming to this of guy on right here, I say we have to set up. Ideally, we always use this setup to our backend, right? So now you have another setup here called service setup. So this service setup shows you that there is a service cloud in this org, right? So that's one way to actually know the set of cloud you have on your org. Okay. So another way to know is to come here to search for. We talked about it briefly in some of our first classes. Okay, so when you search for company information right there, you're going to see things. So you're going to scroll down to featured license. Featured license are things that did not come along with Salesforce that you requested for, right? Okay, so featured license, can you see we have the user, marketing user, this knowledge user, service cloud user. So all these users, just if you see what are the cloud you have available in the org, right? So basically that's what that is. Okay, so coming back here, the next thing now is talking about service console, right? Service console. What service console? This is where everything that involves service is being done. That is everything that involves everything that helps your service cloud run smoothly is being done on the service console. Now, that remember, I want us to raise the question difference between service console and service cloud, right? Otherwise, in this instance. So let me show you what I'm trying to talk about. I know that I'm not sure if I answered that question um, intensively then. I feel probably I just don't want to introduce too many information at the beginner class, right? So now we agreed that it was the same then. But let me show you the slight difference between console and your app, right? So I'm going to go ahead to open your actual service app. So I'm going to come into your front end, then I click on the app launcher, then I click on service. These are service app, right? So here we see that all the tabs, navigation tabs, is arranged horizontally. This is what we are all familiar with, right? Okay, so now let's see what the console look like once again. I'm going to search for service, service console. Can you see it right here? Okay, so can you see now? Service console is displayed vertically. You can see that our apps are displayed vertically. There is a reason for that. One of the major reasons is Service Console helps you to be able to see all your records, different records that you choose to open side by side in one same browser tab. One browser that is your Chrome tab. Because ideally, usually before now, when you click on a new record, it open a new tab for it. But now you can easily click on open multiple records without closing on one single tab, right? Okay, what I mean is this, right? So I can come here and click on this guy. You see it has opened right beside it. can come here and click on this other one also. That's open right here. So it gives user the ability to open different record and look at it side by side without getting to open a new tab. Okay, so that's one major advantage of um service console against the service app, right? So the next thing we're going to be looking at now is case management. I think let's see. Okay, so that's that for Service Cloud, Service Console. There's nothing really much to really go about the next time I want us to, but we're going to be focusing and staying more on this case management. Very, very important. Okay, now, so case management, things we're going to be touching here are all of these. We're going to be touching support process, acceptance, sales hours and already, case creation, E2C, W2C, blah, 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 all of this. So let's start with the first one, support process and support settings. So I'm going to go to my org right away. So I'll go to the back end and search for support. Okay, now good. I'm glad I caught this. You see that this back end setup I am is the one for sales, right? For our sales cloud. So I'm going to click on this service setup. So I'm working with service backend, right? Good, excellent. Right. The interface is a little bit different, but really that doesn't really matter. Okay. So now I'm going to come here and search for settings. So what we are looking for is support process and slash support settings. So let me just run a search for support. Support. Okay, so I'm going to start with support settings, right? Support settings here, it gives you access to all those things you can use to set up um your support process. Okay, let me start with the support process so you get what I'm saying. You know, unlike Sales Cloud, whereby we have what is your pick list value that shows your um walkthrough. Let me come back to the opportunity here. Opportunity in sales, right? So when it comes to our opportunity object, I'm going to click on any of this record. You see this flow process. Similar thing in the service org is what we call support process. That is, it shows you the stages you are in the support process, right? Okay, now for this particular lesson, I'm going to be using, let's use banking system for instance. You know, when you raise a complaint or you raise a complaint, now case in this instance is more like a complaint or uh case. It's just case. Case is just the thing to call it. Yeah. So that's like okay. So when you raise a complaint in a bank, it's being channeled to a certain point. Okay, it has reached this level, it has gone to this stage, has gone to this stage, has gone to this stage, right? So that on its own in the service uh, cloud is called support process. Sorry, it's called support process, and that's what we have here. Okay, now so I can go ahead to say I want to create a new support process. Okay, so let me say um this master. So I can just say I want to create, let's say ATM issues. ATM issues. This is a type of case, so this one particular case. And so every issue that has to do with ATM will be referred to this particular case, right? So commitment, it's a good thing to always add description, right? This case handles all ATM TM related complaints or cases, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and click on save. Then you see it will give me access to that pick list value. Okay, good. Can you see? Can you see? You have new working escalated, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna. I want to go back to my backend now to show you what that look like. Right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead to click on cases. Okay, let me use one of these guys. So I'm going to click on details. Can you see? Can you see the status here? Close new working escalated. It's the same thing we have from our backend. New working escalated. Okay. So you can even go further to use your record types to actually bring out that layout to show, okay, this is the stage I am, this is the stage I am, this is the stage I am. Okay, so basically that is what the support process looks like. Okay, so I can in turn go ahead to create one, create a new one, but I actually don't want to because there's no point. Okay, so that's that. That's just that about support support process. Okay, let me just go ahead and create. So I've created it now. We have 8 issues. Okay, so I've created that. So now support settings on the other hand show you how to automate all this kind of stuff. So you can actually go through all of these, just try to play around and just see how they function. New cases visibility to portal, enable cases comment, blah blah blah. So it's just various settings you can apply to how your case works. When we get to automation, the yeah, we already entering automation gradually. So when we get to automation fully, you're going to see how we make use of all of these things. Okay. So the next thing I want us to take a look now is business hours and holidays. So because you can actually tell Salesforce that okay, so period is my working hour. So it knows that okay, when you are not when those times that is not your work hour, okay, refer to this kind of issues. No, just a way to condition it on how you want it to work. So I'm going to come here and click on hours. Hours, can you see business hours? So I click on it now. One thing about it is, okay, let me just click new business hours, right? So I can say my working hour, my working hour, right? So I go ahead, I can say Mondays, I want to work, let me check this 24 hours. I'm not working 24 hours. Okay, let's say Mondays, let me see 8 a.m. to, I'm sorry, 0, 08 to 1700, right? I just 17, I'm sorry, 1700, right? Because I can just condition it to however I want it to function. Okay, maybe also Fridays. I work from 9 a.m. to 1300. That's 2 p.m. Okay. So the next thing is to click on save. Now Salesforce will recognize that okay, this period but okay, I didn't make it active. Okay, so let me just go ahead and do it. Then I click on active, right? Then I click on save. And that is done. That's how to set up your business working hours. Okay. What if you want to set up holidays? holidays, uh, holidays. The same process. You go ahead, click on new, and okay, choose let's say my birthday. My birthday, I don't want to work. Let's say on my birthday, uh, okay, okay, November 21st. Okay, what I want to da 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 da. Recording where holiday, okay, maybe I want it to record to make it continuous something yearly. That's fine. And I click on save. And voila, that is done. So basically, that's just some of the things that that embedded in settings and support and all of that. Okay. So now we are moving into case creation. Okay. Think okay. I wrote in a forms of case creation. Now, case creation is our big subject of today, or case on its own. When we talk about case, it's more like complaint or um, an issue that needs to be attended to. It can be created from in-house. It can only be created manually by someone that have access to your work. It's just like when you go to bank as an example, you can work on. When you go to bank now, you cannot lay a complaint into their system from outside. It's either you go to the bank, you write it down, or you give a call, but you cannot go into their system because you don't have access to their system, right? So only those that have access to the org can create cases manually. You know, but what if you have instances whereby um, you need to generate cases, or there are cases that need to come from outsiders? Okay, so these are the various forms of case creation. There are actually more. There are more. I think I listed some of them. Bye. Bye. Okay, look at it here. I wrote B2C. Don't mind this. It's just an acronym. I just created it. It's not necessarily something that is generic for everyone. This E2C simply means email to case. W2C, web to case, manual, automated social posts, interaction to case, unanswered question to case, and all and all. So I'm going to touch basically E2C, W2C, and manual, right? Then you see automated case. Come in once you start the automation, and then social posts. Social posts will is something you can get from your social network, yada yada yada. Then integration to case, interaction to case, that is some form of interaction, probably via phone call and all of that, and you want data to be extracted to create a case. Okay, that's the action to case. Unanswered question, maybe something like FAQs that have not been answered. Okay, so you want some, okay, when there are questions that are not in our current FAQs come in, raise the case for it, okay, so that someone can get to attend to that. So you get, so that's what that. We are going to be working based majorly on E2C, W2C, and manual. Okay. Okay, so the first one we're going to be starting with here is the manual case creation. Okay, so I'm going to go into my log now. Pardon my gesture. I'm not feeling too well, but class have to move on, so that's kind of cold a little. Alright, so now manual. We want to create manual, right? So all I need to do is come to is this um my case is I don't create this stuff. Okay. So I'm going to click on this drop down, click on new, right? So I'm trying to create a case manually. All right, so can just come here and click on contact name. Let me just use this guy, not necessary. Account name, let me use this guy. Type mechanical. Keep reading, breakdown. Okay, so status new, right? Medium. Can put it. Yeah, medium is fine. This origin. Okay, it's manual, so I'm going to just leave it as manual, right? I can't really go through all of that. So the next thing I want to give it a name. I want to give it case uh, description subjects. Okay, so let's call this subject student count. Student count, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and just save it. Okay, it's telling me that I've not put somewhere that is actually very important. Okay, sorry. Yes, it has a red asterisk. Okay, so let me just say phone, right? And click save. Now, in this case, I've been generated a new case, right? Stolen card. So basically, that's that one. I think everyone should know how to do this, right? It's just basics of Salesforce 101, creating a record, right? So the next thing I want us to really look at now is web to case. The same way we add web to lead in our previous class. So now I'm going to be doing web to case. All you need to do is come to your service backend and search for web, right? Can you see the web to case? Similar process, you generate the code, save it, they run it, and that's it. So web to case, sorry. Okay. So web, I don't want capture default case origin, web of course here. Okay. Default response template. Response template. What it should say, right? Image signature non-edition. I'm gonna click on save. Okay, now okay, I'm gonna go back to the web case thing. I don't know. Something like it ought to give me access to generate a code. I record information. No. Support skills. Response template is once the case is generated, the kind of response you want it to give. Okay, that's where you can choose all of this from, and you can go further to edit it or customize what exactly you want to be your feedback response. But no, this now. Okay, sorry. Web to case HTML generator. That's web to lead. Everything's embedded in one. Okay, so web to case HTML generator, right? So these are the information I want to get. Okay, so let's say I want to get status. That's also very, very important. I want to get uh, type. We have some important value. What else? Right, blah, blah. Okay, so these are what I have just selected, right? Enter the URL that user returns. Here now, I want last time we tried working on this guy, it didn't work for the way I want it to work. I want to read. Yeah, so I'm just gonna come here, clear out this guy completely. Put it in there. Include capture. No, I don't want to include capture. After that. Okay, so the next thing is to generate, right? I have my code. I think we all know how to go about this particular entry. Copy it, save it, then run it. So let's say this notepad. Okay, new. I want to create a new tab, sorry. No, that's not what I mean. I want new window. Good. So I'm closing up this guy. So I'm going to paste it here, Control V, and I'm going to save as. So let's call this um fraud in my account. Okay. Okay. Fraud cases. Let me just call it fraud cases. Fraud cases. All right. So remember, it's going to be saved .html. Okay. So the next thing now is to save it. I haven't done that. I'm going to go back. Let me just minimize this. I'm going to go back to it and search for where is it? Where is my desktop? Fraud. I mean, my hand says exactly where it's so fraud. Can you see this? I'm going to, or otherwise, instead of doing that, let me just go back to my browser. On the new tab, click Control O. So I'm going to search for fraud. Let me go to the desktop to search for fraud. Fraud. Can you see this is it? I click on open, right? And voila, just the same way we did the web application. So I want to see if I can enter all these details here to take it back to that particular place. Let's see. This is my name, email, is this guy, okay, phone number, this guy, subject, um, fraud in my account. Okay, so description, my phone was stolen, or my account was hacked, my account was hacked. Okay, the status, new, the new is right, type, let's just call it structural, and I click on submit. Okay, so it's taking me now to my landing page. I didn't have created one. This was just a test and assumed something. All right. So that's that for web to case. So the other thing we want us to actually record now is email to case. Okay. So that is generating cases. So let's see if that case was created. So I'm going to come in here I'm going to refresh this guy. Then I click on new open cases and see if it is generated. All open cases or my open cases. Let me try this and see what. Only card, the first one created manually. Fraud in my account, the second one. Can you see that is a case that has been created from website? All right. So the next one I want us to look at now is email to case. So you come to your backend here and search for email, email, email to case. Here it is. Okay. So now once you enable it, enable permanently. So the first thing I want to do is to enable it. Okay. Not showing this page again. I want to enable it, right? I'm going to go ahead and click continue. Voila. You have enabled it. The next thing now is to configure and integrate it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click edit. So every all these things you can just play around with it and see how it works. Okay, enable email to case. I'm going to enable it. Specify new case owner, blah blah blah. Enable HTML email node. Send email via this. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and click on what I'll go ahead and save. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on save, right? Okay, so after enabling your email case, next thing is to create a routing address, right? Um, I'm going to go ahead to click on new right now. So I'm going to call this wrong debit, right? Email address. I'm going to use this guy. Okay, so um, I'm going to leave all of this. I'm going to click on create task from email. I'm going to choose in progress. You can play around all of this, just different stages, right? Okay, user, this user, and the next class I'm going to be really talking more about um, case ownership in details, right? So let's just make this priority high, origin email. Then click on save. Now, a service email address has been generated. So this is our routing email that has been generated for us. Now, on your end, if you don't have this generated, there is just one reason to it. All you need to do is come back to I'm going to go ahead to click on notification here. Okay, so ensure you enable on demand service. Ensure you enable your on demand. Once that is done, your routing to case should be created. Okay, and this is it. Then once that is done, they are going to send once you've created a routing address, they are going to send an email to that particular email you dropped, right? So you can see verification pending. So all I need to do is go to this email to verify this. Okay, so I'm going to come to my email. Click on email. So can you see support? I'm going to come here. Okay, I have it here. I'm going to click on this. I want to click, can you see? Thank you for verifying the email as address. The email address has not been verified. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to click on continue. Sorry, I meant I'm just going back to my where I was before. I'm going to reload this page. I will see that the verification has been done. Okay. So can you see now? It's now showing verified. So this is our routing. So having created our enabled our email to address, the next thing now is to configure our routing address. Okay, and we've gotten it up to CLI is being verified. So I'm just going to try to
um, set up the routing address from our Gmail, right? And then I'll copy this email address, go to Gmail, this guy here. So I'm gonna go ahead, go to this guy icon and click on settings, CL settings. Yeah, I'm going to forward them, add forwarding address. I'm gonna paste this. Well, copied, right? Click on next. So it's going to request for a verification because now it's a personal Gmail address, right? So I'm going to just go ahead to confirm that it's me. Right. I've done that. Why is it taking time? Why is it taking time? Okay, let me click on percent. So I guess it's verifying. You already have all the address, blah 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 blah. So let me get. I've actually added it before, so I think some things may not fit right. Okay. Debits. Okay, let me cancel. Okay, this is it here. Keep Gmail copy what? Forward the copy. Okay, so now what I've not activated is to forward the copy to this email address and keep a copy on Gmail. Alright. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on save it. So after setting this up, that is imputing your routing address, the next thing is to click on forward a copy of email to the address and keep copy of share. So you can go ahead to keep a copy, mark copy as read, archive copy, delete, whatever share. So let's just keep copy and see how that turns out. I'm going to go ahead to click on save changes and send a mail. All right. So I'll send another mail. Subject is wrong debit, right? Debit. Okay, so let me say was dead down transaction. Okay, so as long as that recipient is the email we reach, right? So I'm going to click on send. Let's see how that comes out, right? Okay, so I'm going to pause it and confirm that it's on the email. Right, so I'm going to refresh this guy, refresh this email. I see it's here on the email. Wrong debit, right? So now let's now see if this has been generated on our Salesforce org. I'm going to this. Then makes sense. I'll refresh the page again. I see wrong debit. The new case has been generated from our email. So that was set up emails case. So this is just quite a bit long, right? Yeah. Okay, so look at this. This is the case. I see it. I wasn't case created just now as debited wrongly. So whoever needs to handle this case, then will see this case and work on it accordingly. All right. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, the last part I want us to quickly look at nothing serious anymore for today. Okay, is okay. Okay, so here now we've done email to case setup, web to case setup, email to case routing. That's what I want to get, right? And the last part is email to case and web to case consideration. This part is very, very important. Okay, just for interview purposes, really, there is nothing much you really need to put up in here, but to give an idea, okay, it's something that is expected of you to have known due to your duration of work experience. Like I said, I know I told you that this course is supposed to jumpstart you. What would naturally take you like 2 years to learn on the job is what we are trying to get you to cover this particular course right here. So um part of what is very important for you to know is your email to case and web to case consideration. Things to consider when trying to get all of things. Of course, Google is our friend, let's just check it out. Yeah. So I'm gonna click on Google here and let's see. Um just copy this line of text. Alright, I'm gonna click on paste and let's see what comes out with image case consideration. So it's what you just mentioned, you just familiarize yourself with it. Okay? Just familiarize yourself with it. Okay. How email to case treat long email. Okay, how email to case treat inbound auto rebound email. All of these, yada 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 yada. Okay, so these are the things we just need to you can just go through it. It's right there on the internet. And so the last thing now is your assignment. Yeah, Baba, assignment. So your assignment for today, okay? So this will be your assignment for today. Okay, your plan has been announced and the CEO invited you to a business planning session. Blah blah blah. Just go through it, okay? It's not something really rigorous, it's just a combination of the things we've done in our last few classes and today's class, okay? So remember, very important for you to submit your assignment, right? So having said all of that, and we bring the class to a wrap. Thank you very much. See you in the next class. Yeah.